Welcome back. I'm Connie Sokol, your host of Purpose Filled Life, and I am delighted to have our wonderful guest today who is lovely on the outside as well as the inside and helping other people to live their lovely, beautiful, empowered lives. It is Diana Groesbeck, and we're so happy to have you today.
Thanks so much, Connie. I'm so excited to be here.
We're so thrilled because she is a coach and so credentialed, and we're going to talk all about coaching, how it benefits you. If you've been thinking about it, but you're not sure, kind of on the fence, we're going to chat with you today. This is for you. But first, let's get the official bio, shall we? Diana Groesbeck is a PCC credential holder with the International Coach Federation and the managing partner and director of education at Elevated Coaching Academy. Diana has dedicated her career to training and certifying coaches in the globally recognized coaching competencies of the ICF. She holds a bachelor's degree in psychology, and with 8+ years of coaching experience in the mental health industry and in her own practice, Diana has helped clients overcome relationship challenges and build a better quality of life. Her coaching certifications include IPEC and Mars Venus coaching, and she runs the women's group Ladies in Action, where they run events for the community with the motto, "We rise by lifting others." Outside of work, Diana enjoys spending time with her amazing husband and darling little boy, and also doing country dancing, working out in their private gym, and competing in Spartan races around the US. Love this woman already. So we are delighted because she's also a sponsor for our Speaker in a Day event this coming Saturday. So thrilled about that. But let's kind of back up for a second and let's find out what drew you to coaching. How did you first know you wanted to be a coach? Was there an experience or did it just kind of draw you?
Oh my gosh, that is a story. And it's so interesting because I was just talking about this today, how I was working in the corporate world. So what you don't know about me is my background is in eye care and corporate management. And it was so, it was interesting because I would wake up every morning and I'm like, oh gosh, like there's got to be more. There's got to be more to this. And I hired a coach myself at that point to really dial into like leadership skills because I thought that it would lead me to do better in my field. What came out of that was a whole kind of transformation. I actually kind of just jumped out of my corporate career without a plan, without a solidified plan, because what kind of came to me during that time was this idea of coaching. And I wasn't really sure what that was. I'm like, I feel like I want to be a life coach, but I don't really know what that is. So I started looking into programs and I found a program. I'm like, you know what? This is the direction that I'm going to go. And I left my corporate career without the next step.
Without the safety net. What a bold move.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
What was it that drew you? Was it that you wanted to help other people build their lives, or was it that you wanted to kind of recreate your life? What was it that was that catalyst?
I wanted to help people in a way that wasn't currently I wasn't currently doing in my career. And I felt that there was more for me in life, and I felt that there was more impact that I could make. And so it was just this thought, like, there's more that I could be doing. There's more that I could be doing to help impact others, to help empower others, to help them improve their lives. And so I've got to follow this. Like, I've got to follow this desire and see where it takes me.
Oh, I love that, because that's how people feel. We call it a rumble. They start to feel a rumble and they go, I don't know what the next step is. And I love that you took that bold step of hiring a coach to say, I don't know, but I know enough that you will probably help me figure that out. So have you found that as you've gone through your journey and probably looking for the best tools, can you share with us like a top tool or tip that really helped you be able to secure that for yourself, being able to create that ideal life that started you forward? Is there one that comes to mind?
Well, the thing that's actually popping into my mind in this phase of my life, and this is what I did with my coach, is, we drew 3 circles, and one was like, your passion, and then like what you're really good at, and then it was like how you can help the world, or something like that. There were these 3 things, and it's like where they overlap is like your calling. And it was after I did that practice that I'm like, hey, this is the direction that I need to go. And that was one of the deciding pieces of realizing that I wasn't living my full my full purpose, I could say.
Yes. Yes. So take us to, I love that. We actually do that same thing with our women. And it's such a light bulb moment when they go, I don't have to just white knuckle, right? I can figure out what I love to do, what I'm good at doing, and then find the sweet spot of where those all sort of Venn diagram come together. So take us that you've gotten some skills, you've learned how to do things. What did you see were some of the common problems of the people that you were coaching? What were some of the struggles that they were having?
Yeah, well, I actually branded myself as a dating and relationship coach. So after I came out of my program, I really wanted to help singles in this phase of life where what I realized is, and especially where, in the community that I'm involved in, and everywhere, really, everyone's looking for a partner, significant other. Like, we're just drawn toward connection. But what I started realizing is that there wasn't enough focus on the work within ourselves. And so I saw a lot of relationships that would come out of this desire for connection, but that wouldn't always work out. And it was really hard for me to see. So a lot of the challenges that I worked with clients on were communication issues within their relationships, but also before that, what is the work that you can do on yourself to then be able to be in the position to build a healthy relationship once that comes? And that was, it was so, fun and fulfilling. And I even did some work in the matchmaking world and things like that. But it was a lot of communication issues and challenges with self-worth. And I think we all struggle with that to one degree or another.
Yes. In fact, I see that when I go speak to singles and you see that there's this yearning for connection, but then there's these obstacles that keep people from successful and consistent connection once they find somebody. So do you have any experiences that you can remember in working with a client where you saw where they were, but then you helped them get to a place where they were able to do that successfully?
Yeah, I mean, there were several clients that I worked with in the single phase of their lives. And there was one in particular, and I'll kind of tell you this because it was actually, I don't know, kind of one of my favorite clients at the time. And we kind of put together this program for him, and he really wanted to find his significant other. And what we did was we worked on some life skills, some things that he wanted to work on within himself, working on healthy relationships. But in conjunction with that, we also took some matchmaking pieces and we built this program that I actually haven't done with any other client. And it was because he was part of the process in building this program for him. So we took my matchmaking background and we actually put out ads that it was this video that he made, and it started with, hi, my name is Jason and I'm single. And we put together this video that highlighted, just as you would in marketing, but we were marketing him. We were marketing him to potential daters. And so then, we had filmed an interview between the two of us, and then I started vetting the dates for him. We would get these applications coming in. And so he started going on some of these dates, and it was shortly after that he ended up finding his wife, not necessarily through that process, but he did find his wife and he did get married. And I was really excited about that. But I have several of those types of clients that I worked with in the matchmaking world and in the mental health world and, everywhere in between.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And I love that you've had these different specialties because that goes into so many of everybody's lives, even if they want business coaching or whatever kind of coaching. It comes back to those communication skills, those relationship skills. Business is all about relationship. So take us to where you are now. What kind of, if someone is out there struggling with something, who do you feel like you best help? What kind of a sort of audience avatar is that? Who is it that you feel like is really your target people that you love to help?
Yeah. Well, now, today, it's those that are actually wanting to build a career in coaching, because then I took all of my experience and my background in psychology, and what we've done is built a coach training company. Because it was important for me, I realized that I can only impact so many people in my own practice, and to scale my influence, I want to bring more coaches into the world. I want to help others to influence clients in that way. So it's actually those that are looking to build an influence, to build a career in coaching, or to use coaching skills within their current career, whether it's, their corporate leadership or, whatever their current career is. what I've also found is that coaching skills are really helpful in parenting and in communicating with your spouse, your loved ones. So it can be very versatile.
Absolutely. And I see that all the time using those coaching skills with my teenagers, my young adult children. It's crazy how often they come into play. So as you are training these coaches, what have some of the outcomes that you've seen? Maybe they come in and they're not sure what skills to use, but then you teach them and train them. What have you seen them become able to do?
Yeah, and a couple of examples pop into my mind, especially because I was just emailing this client just before this, and we had a client come into the program who had spent a lot of money with other, whether it's coach training programs, marketing programs, to try to start launching her practice. And she was actually resistant in the beginning to coming into our program. And she eventually, she decided like, hey, this is probably the next step for me. And what she's been able to build is the confidence and the skill set that she actually didn't get from these other programs, these coach training programs that she had joined before, because what we are training on is these globally recognized competencies as developed by the International Coaching Federation. So these are skills that you need to utilize within your coaching practices. But I've seen other programs out there that are like brand certifications, where they're actually certifying on a curriculum versus a skill set. So that was the difference. And so she has been so grateful, that I kind of nudged her into it, because since then she's been able to build that confidence to then go and present her services to corporations and even improve her communication with her daughter. That was a huge point that we had communicated about before she joined. So that's one of them, but we also had another, and I won't forget what he said, because he goes, I joined the program because I wanted to be a great coach, and I learned how to do that. But what I didn't realize is the impact that it would have in my marriage and as a father. And he's like, I have this communication with my kids now that I've never had before. And so it's just so beautiful to see that. We had another come through who had been a coach for 6 years. And she's like, I don't know how I've been able to coach without this information, because she didn't go through a program that taught ICF core competencies. And other coach training programs, and she was amazing. She did amazing work with her clients. But coming through, she's like, I don't know how I was ever able to be a coach before this. Mm. It's comments like that that really show us the power of true coaching skills. I've explained this idea that sounds very simple, like we learn listening skills. But what one of the students said, she comes through and she goes, before I came through this program, I thought that I knew how to listen. Now I've learned what listening really is. And so it's those skills that we're helping other coaches develop. And those can come through our program that have no prior coach training, or, at a beginner level. I do want to emphasize that as well.
Oh, I love that. And can you give us some idea of some of those other competencies? Because it sounds like it focuses on good communication skills. Are there any others that are just kind of that highlight to just let people know these are some of the things you're going to learn?
Yeah, it's the skills necessary to evoke awareness within the client. So often we have this, in society, we have this base level understanding of communication, but what we really get to is this deeper level of what are the powerful questions, the empowering questions, the intriguing questions that are going to help the client evoke new awareness, because that's where change happens. So it's the listening skills, it's the coaching to the client's agenda. There's so many programs that I've seen that will coach based on their agenda, and that's actually not true coaching. That's mentoring. Yes. And so it's moving the client into action and next steps. And all of these things sound really simple, but when people come through the program, they can see the depth that we hit on those.
That is fabulous. And I love the distinction that you make on that, because it's either you're helping that client to be able to discover even in real time, what they don't even know that they know or want, but it's in there. And that's the skill, is drawing that out and helping them to discover it versus I have an agenda and let's go and move this forward. So I love that. I know people listening are going to be like, I want me some more. So where can they find you and find out more about what you do and how to connect with you?
Yeah. So very simply, you can just visit our website, elevatedcoachingacademy.com. There's a link where you can apply for the next cohort, and you can get more information that way if you fill out the application.
Oh, I love it. And if you're coming to Speaker in a Day, or if you want to come to Speaker in a Day, we have a few tickets left. You can check that out on the website, ConnieSokol.com, and make sure you do the $97 influencer price. So use the influencer code, and then you share once about our event, and you can get that for the $497 conference price. You can get $97, but she will be there. She'll have her sponsor booth, and you can come up and talk to her and ask any questions, say, is this a good fit for me? And really have that conversation right there on site. So that would be fantastic as well. Is there any, before we go, is there any last tip? If someone is out there and they're kind of swithering, they're thinking, I felt a rumble to be a better coach, and I just don't know if it's for me. Is there any one tip or ism that you would love to share?
Oh my gosh. When you said that, the thing that comes to my mind is like, if you have the desire, you're called to do the work. So I love that. And honestly, I do invite anyone that's even interested to just to chat with us about it.
I love it. And just be able to find out if it is a fit or not. Because look at where you are all these years ago. You could have been just doing the daily grind in the corporate job and never knowing that you could now empower other people to not only move forward in their business life, but their personal life, which is even more important. Being able to have those skill sets to be able to create those deeper relationships, which is what we were talking about at the beginning. This is beautiful. Diana, thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Connie.
I love this. We love spotlighting women who are helping other people be able to move forward in creating those ideal lives. And as always, if you love what we do, go below, rate, review, and subscribe, and check out our other interviews. We have our Tuesday spotlights. We do our Facebook spotlights. We do lots of spotlights on spotlighting people who have great skills and have walked this path to help you so that you can walk your purpose-filled life path too. Thanks for joining us.